Well, of course, there's not much no no news on the field, but there was plenty of news around Wrigley Field that you may or may not have heard of. It's been about a month since we did this podcast last, so there's a lot of this stuff that's a little bit old. But Wrigley Field will be getting new LED lights to shine on the outfield. Not sure if you've ever noticed this. I'm sure you've watched your share of Cubs games, or you've probably even been to some night games there, but it is the darkest outfield in all of baseball, mainly because they have lights that were put up in famously 8/8/88. Actually, it was 8/9/88 where they finally were used.
Turned them on.
Yeah, because it was a rain delay or rain
out
canceled the night before. But those lights are from 1988, and there's only a bank of two lights that are on the concourse. There's not almost all outfields across the majors have lights that are in the outfield as well. And the Cubs have never had that. So the center field can be a dark place. And especially you notice it if you're sitting in the bleachers, how dark it can be out there. And you'll definitely notice if you're flipping between games on a Tuesday or Wednesday night and you flip over to a Cubs game, you see how much darker the outfield is compared to others. Well, they're finally remedying that with LED lights that are much, much brighter than the halogen bulbs they have out there now. So they can also do lots of fun, interesting patterns and stuff.
It's
cool.
As well. It's cool. I mean,
you got those at Sox Park, don't you?
Yeah.
How long have you? Last year or year before, maybe, or do you know when?
I feel like they put them in on the COVID year, but no one really got to appreciate them just on TV. So it's kind of cool. So when a home run gets hit at night, it's pretty freaking cool. So.
Well, my Lansing Lugnuts are also installing LED lights this year, so the Lugnuts are keeping up with the Cubs in that regard. We've got our own LED light show that I've been making all sorts of different presentations for to sell sponsorship and get people fired up about our light show coming to Jackson Field here in Lansing, Michigan. So the Cubs are not far behind. Other things the Cubs are doing around Wrigley Field are. I heard they're doing some brick pavers now in the concourse. It's not just going to be a concrete floor. And it's like,
how exciting.
Yeah. Is this really what we're doing? These are really the final parts of the long-term project 1060, all the renovations to Wrigley Field. These are the final pieces of that puzzle that should be complete.
I mean, the game. How could a team that had biblical proportion of losses, afford brick pavers for their concourse?
Well, funny you should bring that up because I'll tell you how.
Okay.
The other renovation going on at Wrigley Field is the building of the DraftKings Sportsbook.
That's right. How
right
there? That's perfect.
I'm not sure what gate that is. It's outside gate, whatever is on the corner of Sheffield and Addison there by the sports corner. That is now going to be the DraftKings Sportsbook. It was many things over the years. It's like a Captain Morgan's bar for a while.
Oh, it's replacing the Captain Morgan statue.
Yeah, that was
actually it was already something else anyway, wasn't it?
That was torn down. It was kind of temporary anyway, and that was kind of an open space. But what was affected were the statues of Billy Williams and Ron Santo that used to reside there. Those have been moved into storage in favor of this casino, essentially, a sports book. So
yes.
If that isn't symbolic of exactly where the Cubs' priorities are, I don't know what is. Moving the few statues they do have around Wrigley Field, they're not even relocating them around the field. I thought they'd be able to find another place, around either with the bleacher entrance or back around the whole brick area around the front entrance or the new park outside. I forget the name of that sponsored area. But no, they can't. They just have to store the statues of Ron Santo and Billy Williams in favor of this fucking casino, essentially. But sponsored by DraftKings, so that's where they will be paying for all this brick pavers and LED lights and everything else, and also making up for any revenue they might be missing at the beginning of the season if we don't get opening day or miss a few weeks or more. So I'm sure that sportsbook will be open or they'll be counting that revenue at some point while they're gambling on other sports if baseball is not being played. So I'm curious. I don't know much about sports books. I didn't get to go to your Vegas trip. I know you are a fan. Are you a FanDuel guy or a DraftKings guy?
FanDuel.
Okay, FanDuel.
So same difference.
I was going to say, does that make? Do you know? Have you ever been to a? I'm sure DraftKings sponsors many sports books across the country.
Well, I've only been to sports books in Vegas. So.
Okay, so yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't.
I imagine
I was wondering if there's
exactly
a perk.
the same.
Well, I'm wondering if there's a perk for being a DraftKings person. You know, if that's the app you prefer, if there's a perk for doing that at the DraftKings sportsbook, or if it limits you on what FanDuel can do there. I don't know how that works, but maybe I'm making shit up. But
no, I think it's like you just place a bet there, and then you can go there to collect the money versus, it coming in the app and waiting for a few days for it to show up in your bank account. I think it's more instant gratification.
Yeah, that's the thing I don't. Yeah, I guess
that's the thing. But that's the thing I am not understanding about this model. Like, I could care less. Well, I'm betting like $5, so what do I fucking care? But like, if you and I are at a Cubs game together, I'm not getting up. If I get the urge to place a bet or something, I'm not getting up from my fucking seat to walk down to the DraftKings thing. I'm just going to do it from my seat.
I think this is meant for in games and also year round.
Like, no, it's going to be, yeah, I'm sure it's going to be open year round. So, I mean, have you seen a layout of it?
I haven't.
I've got to assume they're going to make it like a regular sports book where they got like big TVs set up and you can get drinks there and shit like that.
It's just another revenue stream, essentially another kick-ass sports bar, but that they own instead of the ones across the street.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, that wasn't that most recently. It's coming to mind now. It was called Legends or something, wasn't it? After they closed Captain Morgan Club, it was called like Legends Bar or something like that.
I don't remember that, but it's possible.
Yeah. So,
and DraftKings essentially then is just a corporate sponsor. It could be anybody.
Right.
It could be Wintrust, or it could be
outside of the fact that they'll be able to take live betting there. So
sure. So
yeah.
Well, like I said, that just tells you where the Cubs' priorities are.
Word Hole Media.